Welcome, everyone, to a time of power, a time of plotting, a time of politics. It is time to start discussing the revealed cards for Star Wars Limited 6th set, Secrets of Power, releasing in November of 2025. Oh yes, oh yes. The trickle of reveals have begun by Fantasy Flight Games as they slowly give us a taste of what Secrets of Power is. They first started off by showing us the cards from the starter deck, that being Chancellor Palpatine and Padme Amidala. We don't have the bases just yet. They didn't show those off, so I'm guessing they were just going back to normal bases now, since nothing in here really has, like, force, but we'll have to see what like the rare bases are, because the normal bases could easily just be 30 health bases like we've seen before. The rare bases might do more stuff, but this set is all about plotting. We got politics, we got plotting, we got basically, it looks like this is kind of gearing towards the end of the Clone Wars, so episode 3, and then it's kind of got like a mix of the Cassian Andor series cards in here as well, so I kind of see it as like something from like the end, like plotting and the Senate, towards the end of the Clone Wars, towards, you know, the Cassian Andor series, where we kind of learn more about like the first beginnings and eras of like the Empire and its inner workings and its politics, all of that. So let's discuss the cards we've gotten revealed to us so far. First up, our two leaders for the starter decks, Chancellor Palpatine and Padme Amidala. So we got another Chancellor Palpatine. We have our one Chancellor Palpatine, Twilight of the Republic, who plays both sides of the game. So but this Chancellor Palpatine is action, pay 1, tap him, search top 5 cards of the deck for a card with plot. That is the new mechanic. We'll talk about that when we see a card with this new keyword on it, reveal, and draw it. He comes out for 7 resources on a 6/8 body. That states when deployed, the next card you play using plot costs 3 less. Now, before we move on, what exactly is plot? Plot here is when you deploy a leader, you may play this card for your resource, paying its cost, replacing the top card of your deck. So basically, think of it the exact same thing as what Smuggle does, but plot can only ever come out if you deploy your leader. Now, something I do want to try out with the plot cards when set 6 drops, especially as we see probably more plot cards come out, is I really want to try out Admiral Trench plot. Because the whole aspect is, as a reminder, Admiral Trench never has an epic action to come out. When you add 6 or more resources, you can pay 3, flip him over, and then reveal the top 4 card of your deck, deal them to your opponent, and then they pick 1 from there, and then they discard 2, you draw 1, and discard the last 1. So that means that constantly you can use your resources as a more than just everything. You can use it as a second hand where you can put in plot cards so that every time Trench comes out, he can utilize the plot cards. So we'll kind of have to see. I'm hoping that we have some kind of like tech-like card, tech from Shadows of the Galaxy that turns all your cards into plots. But I think that'd be a little too powerful because then everything could be plot and all that. But nonetheless, we'll just have to kind of see. Padme Amidala is our second leader for, of course, Secrets of Power, the starter deck. As when you reveal or discard 1 or more cards from your hand, you may exhaust the leader. If you do 1 damage to a unit. 6 or more resources, you can deploy her for 3/8. And when you reveal a card or discard 1 card from your hand, deal 1 damage to a unit. So her whole stick is that we are going to see a lot of cards with now like reveal mechanics, where if you reveal so many specific cards with each aspect in it, you get an effect to go off. So I believe they're like, we'll see some of them, but I forget what they're calling it now. I believe it's like some kind of like burst. Disclose. So we're disclosing cards now to our opponent. So we're going to disclose cards, which does mean that our opponent does get an aspect to our hand, but in Padme Amidala's case, we do start dealing damage. So we have plot cards, we have disclosures abilities, we got a lot of interesting things coming in with this set without a doubt. So let's discuss some more cards that we have been revealed. We got the Chancellor's Shuttle. Restore 1 when defeated. If you control a Chancellor Palpatine as a leader or unit, may give an experience token to a unit. This will be good as well for the other Chancellor Palpatine in Twilight of the Republic because, again, he actually is always going to be a leader. He's never going to be a unit. But nonetheless, an okay card. It's a 1/3 for 2 cost that has a Restore 1. that has a nice, it's an okay when defeated skill. It's probably not going to see a lot of play because it's really tied to Chancellor Palpatine being a unit, but I can still see it like in Chancellor Palpatine, Twilight of the Republic leader, like a blue deck. I can see that being in that deck just so you get a little bit of heal. Now mentioning since it's a villainy card, that means then you can flip him over to his non-villainy side, which is pretty nice. We got Nute Gunray. He's got grit on his front side, which is nice. That when played on attack, you may give another friendly official unit Sentinel for this phase. You're going to see that we have a lot more officials in this, so we can almost make official tribal if we really wanted to. So, not a bad card. I mean, if you play enough officials in your deck, you can just give them Sentinel for the phase. Even, it's another friendly, so he can't give himself the Sentinel. But still, I mean, a grit leader for 3/4 isn't really bad. If he goes up to get 3 damage on him, he's swinging for like 6 damage there, so that's not too bad. We got Slime War. When played for this phase, each enemy unit gets -2 while it's attacking a base and has plot. Again, like we said, plot is just smuggle, but you always pay on its main cost. But you can only plot these out if your leader is deploying. Like I said, Trench feels like the only leader that can really abuse the plot cards, but you can only really abuse the good plot cards. We're probably going to get some bad plot cards, so don't get me wrong. I can also see it. I don't know how that's going to work with, I guess no, Poe, when he pays his 1 and then attaches as an upgrade, is in deployment. He only deploys himself on the 5 cost and becomes the Villa 4/6. So you can do that with them. I wonder how this is going to affect JTL pilots. Leaders, because they're not technically deployed. Do they technically deploy when they equip as upgrades? We'll kind of have to figure out exactly if that is true or not. Nonetheless, a pretty neat card for villainy. I mean, every enemy just gets -2 while it's attacking a base. So, I mean, you can just play this for the 4 or even plot it out in a late game and then basically force your opponent to have to realize how to deal with killing you off. So you can stall out for a turn. So a pretty neat card. I could definitely see it maybe play a little bit in villainy, but it's an okay one. I mean, it's nice to see it's at a 4 cost, which is pretty nice. But to me, it's all really going to be a late to mid-game card when you're really trying to stall the game out to survive. We got Cad Bane. When played, he may defeat a unit with 2 or less remaining HP and has plot. His win play skill just doesn't feel good. He's underpowered. I mean, literally, he just comes out and kills something with 2 or less remaining HP. Sure, it's going to be pretty good. Maybe if your opponent has some big object, you just need that last push of damage, you can just go Cad Bane, kill it. But yeah, sure, you can plot him out as well if need be. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not sold on Cad Bane being a good card. We'll have to sign to see. Maybe I'll be wrong about it. Maybe when this set drops, we officially have Cad Bane being good. I don't know. It just feels like killing something with 2 or less remaining HP kind of just doesn't feel good, especially when they revamped the game to be more of like, guys got more health now. So it's like, I'm going to have to chip damage things just to make sure I can bring my Cad Bane out for 5, whether I plot him out or whether I summon him naturally. I'm not sure. So I'm not sold on Cad Bane being good just yet. We got the Dogmatic Shock Squad, just a Sentinel with plot 4/6. I mean, a 6 cost. That's a villainy card for blue with Sentinel. Not actually too bad. A lot of this does feel kind of like this, and this can really go like, even this can kind of go like a Chancellor Palpatine Twilight deck. I'm already got some feelers out for that type of deck. That's not too bad. Again, the problem with that deck is that you would never use the plot mechanic because your leader never deploys. Your leader is always just flipping over and never technically deploys. So, not a good idea to ever figure out how to do the plot. But we do have cards actually that can drag plot cards out from the resources. So there are things we can do with it, but I do like the Sentinel 4/6 for a plot Sentinel, so you can bring out like a leader and then drop this guy out for 6, and then you have a Sentinel to protect your base. It's not too bad of like a play, like dropping like a villainy unit. Like I can see this like in Trench. Well, I'm going to, I guess so. You couldn't do this in Trench until you had 9 resources, and by then you're probably just super lasing blast and clearing the board state. But still, I mean, it's still not a bad card in my opinion. I think there is times where you need that one, where you need to be protected or you need to keep your leader standing. So it's like deploy, pay 6, bring out my Sentinel, protect my guy. So you could do that as well. Then we have the Cantwell, Ancestor, Restore Cruiser. Of course, like I said, there are some mix of the Cassian Andor show, season one specifically from this, being in this as well. And when deployed, we have the new Disclose cards. Reveal cards in your hand with these aspect icons on them. So basically, you can reveal a card like Vigilance that has double blue, or like Second Chance without blue, and then a mono ability, or you can reveal a mono Vigilance and then a Vigilance villainy unit. So it's really neat. I do like this mechanic, and now we're like disclosing stuff as well. While yes, it does give your opponent knowledge of what you have, I think there's still some good aspects about it. Yeah, it gives your opponent more hand knowledge, but again, they can write that down. That's only like 2 cards that you show them. So anyways, what it does when you disclose those aspects. So it's very interesting that these don't just have now when played effects. They now have when played, you must disclose these cards to get this effect. If you do exhaust enemy unit, that unit can't ready while this unit is in play. I think that's actually pretty neat. I could definitely see this being in a �PET deck. It's a capital class vessel. �PET can reduce the cost. This can exhaust any unit, and while it's in the sky, it can, of course, then just keep that unit exhausted. So it's also, by the way, it's not just normal non-leader units. It can exhaust any unit, including a leader, can be permanently exhausted. So I see some things right now with that kind of play that maybe like it's a 2-of and a blue �PET strategy. So yeah, that's pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. I think just stunning your one of your opponent's cards, like a big card or something like that, so they never can swing with it, is pretty nice. And again, capital class vessel and �PET blue, and by my opinion, has always been the best color for �PET. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And then we have the Defani Pilgrim. When played, when defeated, heal 1 damage from your base. That's really about it, everybody. It's just what blue does best: heal. We have Armor of Fortune. Just plot. Basically, it's an equip card for plot. It gets you 3. Gets you an extra 3 health. I mean, not bad. I think it could come up, but I don't know if I'm gonna plot out this card when, you know, there's a better card like this to plot out, or a better card like that to plot out. I don't know if I really want to pay to plot and then put some armor on, but still, pretty cool card for like maybe doing with Kylo Ren from LOF to like just pitch it and then just draw a card and then just playing it naturally on the 2 just to get that extra buff to Kylo since he's naturally a Sentinel. But no, that's pretty cool. We had Charged with Murder. You may disclose 2 Vigilance. If you do defeat a damaged non-leader unit, there you go, everyone. Vigilance is just always about murder everything on the board. Super Laser Blast, Power of the Dark Side, Take Down, Vigilance, Fell the Dragon. There's hundreds of other cards that do it, but here you go. Here's another Charged with Murder. But again, this card is a little more restrictive than, say, Take Down or anything like that. Even just like 1 pink point on a big guy just immediately just murders it. So, I mean, all you need to do is reveal 2 Vigilance cards. So you could just do Charge for Murder on a big guy, reveal Vigilance. There you go. You just fulfilled the quota, and then you just kill it. You just kill it. So, I mean, yeah, what am I going to say? Vigilance has always got the good kill cards. What am I going to say? So, yeah, pretty neat card. Not sure if it's going to see a lot of play, but still, I mean, if you could just do little chip damage here and there, like a red-blue strategy, I think there's some things you can do with Charged with Murder. Retaliation. Defeat a unit that dealt damage to a base this phase. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Vigilance is really good at killing. While I don't know if I'm sold on just that I got punched in the face by something and now I can kill it. Most time, in my opinion, I don't want to get punched into the face by things that I don't want punching me in the face. I'd rather kill them before they punch me in the face. But there are times where, say, you don't have anything in your hand, your opponent swings with a big guy in space or a big guy on the ground, and you just need a way to kill it off. Retaliation is a great way to do that. So I think there are still like aspects where retaliation isn't a bad card for Vigilance to use. It's one more than Takedown, but again, it's not restricted like Takedown or like Fail the Dragon. It's also not restrictive at all to what it kills. It can kill all leaders. So if your opponent hits you with a leader that you don't really want them to have anymore, just go retaliation, kill the leader. There you go. You just swipe their leader right off the board. Like I said, like Rivals Fall. So there is an aspect like where we are losing Rivals Fall to kill leaders. Maybe this becomes more of a card in Vigilance decks to try to kill your opponent's leader off. So they swing, and that way you stop their opponent's leader from going out of hand. So that could happen as well. But as like a good Vigilance kill card, it's okay. I think on these two so far that we've seen that really good at like straight up killing, I think Charged with Murder might see more play. It's just going to be restrictive on the fact that you need both of this to get this card to function. This might see slightly more play because of the fact that, you know, yeah, I took some big damage there, but if I'm a deck that can heal or I can survive, I just know my opponent, that's all my opponent was able to play. I think I'd rather kill it off this turn. But then there are times where I just don't want my opponent to be able to swing at my base and then I kill it off. So there's also that as well. So there's good and bad about both of these cards here. I think Charged with Murder might be the more playable like Vigilance kill card, but I still think Retaliation isn't bad, especially if you want to kill your opponent's leader off in one fell swoop. All right, to our green reveals, we got Corrupt Politician, just a 1/2/2 Sentinel. That's actually pretty nice, so I won't say any more about that. That's a pretty nice card right there. Now, like I said, we are getting some ISB characters from the Cassian Andor show. We got Major Partags, Overwhelm, and then when another friendly official unit attacks, get +2/+2 for this phase. So it's going to be very interesting now we have all this official stuff that this guy can go up to a 2/8 with Overwhelm. Why does he have Overwhelm when he only goes up to 2/8? What is he killing at 2/8? I have no idea why he's got Overwhelm. That's a little weird of a keyword to give this guy when the max this guy's going to be swinging for is 2 damage. He's not overwhelming much. Well, am I going to overwhelm over little weenies like 1 damage guys? Sure, I'll ping 1 damage on them. Congratulations. So unless he can get even more powerful, I don't know. I don't know what the keyword, but still, I mean, not bad. I mean, and another friendly official unit attacks. Oh, okay. Does he get that constantly? When another friendly official unit attacks, this unit gets +2/+2 for this phase. I wonder if you could stack that +2/+2, because it's when another friendly official unit attacks, this unit gets +2/+2. I wonder if you can stack that to get that to be even bigger. Like I said, I think there could be like some weird official tribal deck. Again, we only have 2 leaders right now, and that is just Chancellor Palpatine and Padme Amidala. We don't have any of the other leaders in this for this set at all. So yeah, if that stacks, I think he could be a little better, but still, if we only have 1 official, I don't get the Overwhelm keyword at all. It just doesn't feel like it'd be a good keyword to give him. But yeah, moving on to him, we got Chancellor Palpatine. I am. Are you threatening me, Master Jedi? I am the Senate. Ah! Then he grabs his lightsaber and spins all over the place. When playing control a leader unit, create 2 spy tokens and give the token Sentinel for the phase. He does have plot. He's basically just going to come out. You can basically plot him out. We'll talk about the spies. I think the spies are going to be kind of dumb in this set. I think I can see some decks really trying to spam spies and make your opponent have to deal with it and all of that. But nonetheless, pretty cool card. I mean, nothing really about it. I just saw it's SEC. SEC is our is the 3 colors, is the 3 letters for our card. So yeah, so it's pretty neat. The spy token's getting Sentinel, meaning that you can just have them up there to kill them off. But again, your leader has to be out. So he's going to be about a mid-range card, just because he's not going to be too great if you don't have a leader out early. Which, sure, we have some leaders that deploy at 4. Not many in Villainy ever deploy at 4s, but nonetheless, pretty neat card. The ISB Shuttle, when played control, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, create a spy token. That's basically about it. Just a 3/2 flyer that creates a spy token. If a enemy unit was defeated, not bad. We got Masmada. When playing his bears token to 2 other official units, he has plot. Again, like I said, I feel like we're playing kind of interesting enough. A lot of like official cards now, so it's very interesting to see just like what we're all going to be able to build from this set, like official turbo. Maybe we have an official like leader. Maybe we'll get like a official leader, which would be pretty cool to see. And a leader that really actually like benefits from using officials, which would be pretty cool. Anyways, he plots for 4, 3, 4, give 2 experience tokens to 2 other official units. Give an experience token to each of up to 2 other officials. So, I mean, you could either power up like him and get him even bigger and then swing with Masmada because he is an official. You could swing with the original Masmada because he is an official, I think, as well. So there are some things, like I said, you can do here. So, pretty neat card. I mean, just giving you experience tokens always is really nice. We have Vice Admiral Rampart. On attack, may disclose a command, and an ability. If you do get an experience token to each token to each of up to 2 other units. So I feel like this could actually be seeing a lot of play. For a 3/6 on a 4 that I could disclose 2 command cards and 1 villainy card, or a command villainy and another command to basically give 2 units an experience token is not bad at all. I think that has some really good playability because, again, never scoff on giving your units experience. You can easily smash your opponent's face in with them unexpecting that. So I'm gonna call it not too bad of a card. And then we had Deidre Marrow. She has ambush for 6 on a 5/5. It's actually not too bad. And on attack, she creates a spy token. So she ambushes in, creates a spy token. Another official. You know, not bad for an ambush on 5/5 and a 6. I'm not gonna scoff at that. But it could be pretty good. It could be pretty good. I mean, again, we haven't seen any other leaders, so maybe we get a really good leader that helps with officials, and we'll kind of see what that really does. But nonetheless, it's a pretty good 5/5 ambusher that creates a spy token. So, pretty good. We have I Am the Senate. We just create 5 spy tokens. That's pretty much it for us. Again, we'll talk about spies when we get down to the tokens. We have C-3PO. Now, as a reminder, we already saw C-3PO. If you were at Gen Con, the promo for Gen Con was droids. You had R2-D2 from JTL. You had BD-1 from LOF. You had BB-8, I believe BB-8 from JTL. Then we had C-3PO from Secrets of Power, Chopper from Secrets of Power, and I'm forgetting, and L337 from JTL. So, we already knew what C-3PO and Chopper were going to do in the game. So, C-3PO is action, tap him, return this unit to its owner's hand, give a unit +2/+2 for the face. Basically, it's just really good with combo because you may, when you reveal or discard more cards from your hand, you may just do that. So what you can do is you can action, return to your hand, and then you can play like, they pointed out like Captain Typho here. When this unit attacks, you may disclose a command heroic card. Do heal 1 damage to your base. In essence, you return C-3PO, you power up like Captain Typho, and then you reveal C-3PO because he has both aspects on him, and then that triggers Padme Amidala. So that's something you can easily do in the deck. It was kind of an interesting point out. So I could see C-3PO being played quite interesting enough for a lot of cards to utilize for their disclosure, because honestly, your opponent already knows you're sending C-3PO back to your hand, so you can already show off C-3PO again and just say, hey, here's C-3PO. I'm going to use him to pay for my disclosure cost. You already know he's already there. So, I like his effect. Again, he's a 1-cost, 1/3 that can give something +2/+2 by just returning him to his hand, and then you can play him again the next turn. So, literally, you can swing with something. Now, again, unless you're going to play like 2 1s that turn, there's not really much a point there. But if you play like a 2 and then turn 3, play him and another 2, and then you can swing and do some things. So there's some stuff you can do. I think that the ability to have always a constantly returning to your hand 2/2 that can give 2/2 to your guys isn't bad. It just gives a little more aggro to command. We have Mina Bontari, which she has Restore 1, and then when defeated, you may disclose a command, and a heroic, and you do draw a card. So, I mean, a 2, that's a 2/4, the Restore 1, that can draw you a card on death if you reveal the aspects. Not bad at all. I won't lie about that one. That's not too bad at all. We got Ahsoka Tano. When this unit completes an attack, you may disclose a command and heroic, and if you do, attack with another unit. Also another, not a bad card. Again, the ability to swing with like 2 units. It has to survive, by the way, so if it goes into an enemy unit and just trying to pink damage, it won't survive it. But if it just goes at the base and then you can swing with something else bigger, that's pretty nice. I'm not going to lie, the ability to swing with multiple units, it's always been pretty nice. We have the Leia leader from Spark of Rebellion that's allowed you to swing with 2 rebels on the exact same time, which that Leia leader isn't all that good, but still, the ability to swing with 2 attackers before your opponent even gets to swing with 1 guy, I'm not going to ever scoff at that ability. The ability to have multiple swings of attacks before your opponent even gets to swing 1 is really good, because you can go time to swing at the base, reveal, and then you can take a bigger guy, swing at your opponent's guy before it even gets to attack. So you can easily do that as well. So I think, honestly, that's not a really bad card at all. I think there could be really good applications of Ahsoka Tano doing things like that. We already talked about Captain Typho. He's a 4/4/5 with Sentinel, and then, like I said, when you reveal a command and heroic, heal 1 damage from your base. That is all for him. Not a bad card. We have the Naboo Royal Starship. Each friendly leader gains Raid 2 and Overwhelm, and then can be plotted out. I will not lie about getting a Raid 2 and Overwhelm on anything. Well, the Overwhelm is pretty nice, depending on if you need to overwhelm it into like little weenie guys, people who only have like 1 or 2 health points, and you can deal mass damage for them, and then let's say win the game that way. You can easily do that as well. So I mean, I'll never scoff at Overwhelm being good, and having a Raid 2 on like a leader that already has 3 damage points, and then giving it the ability to have do 5 damage is nothing to scoff at. That's just more aggression. So pretty cool card there, and it's just another guy that's good for space overall. Kind of great. It's nice. I think a lot of heroic decks could honestly use this card for pretty good means. We got Mon Mothma. I'm hoping that Mon Mothma gets a leader in this set. If you're telling me that Mon Mothma is not going to get a leader when she has one of the most iconic scenes in the Andor series and in Rebels, where after, I think, the massacre, I'm forgetting the name of the massacre, you guys can correct me down in the comments, she goes out and speaks up against the Senate, speaks up against Chancellor Palpatine and the Senate to try to then bring up the rebel cause even more. So I would really like to see that, because I think that would be an amazing showcase if she's standing before the Senate giving her amazing speech. It's about time that Mon Mothma gets a leader. Can we just give her a leader? I think it would be really nice. Maybe make her a leader that does things like what Leia does already, where she can attack with multiple units, and see what we could do with that. I feel like that'd be something you can do with her. Anyways, Mon Mothma is a restore 3 for 7, 5, 8. When played, you may attack with a number of units one at a time. Even if those units are exhausted, they can't attack bases for this attack. You know what? I like this. I like this a lot, and for one reason. I think the ability to attack, even with exhausted units, is really, really beneficial. Even though I can't attack my base, attacking my opponent's board state and cleaning up their board state and putting them back to a state of 0 cards on the board is well enough worth it, in my opinion. And as well, it's any number of other units. So she can't attack herself. So it's a little sad she can't attack herself, but I get why she can't attack. She's a 5/8 for restore 3. She could be quite broken that way. But I mean, the ability to spam up enough bodies and then go Mon Mothma, swing over a bunch of your opponent's guys all at the board and just clean up your opponent's board presence and then set them back to 0 cannot be understated. I think this is a pretty neat card. I could already see like this card being kind of played in like Leia from Spark of Rebellion, because she's a rebel, just to allow you to use your rebels to attack and then clear up the board state some more. So we're going to have to see if that really comes up. Nonetheless, I mean, at 7, restore 3 is still nothing to really scoff at. That's still a restore 3 at 5 damage per turn at 8 health. So she's got a pretty big sized booty on her. And she can whop out a good amount of damage. But she is pretty high cost. But like I said, the ability to just clean up your opponent's board state cannot be understated. Removing all your opponent's guys off their board and resetting them is not bad. And now we have Dismantle the Conspiracy. A friendly unit captures any number of non-enemy, non-leader units with a total of 7 or less HP. Hey everybody, do you like capturing your units back in Shadows of the Galaxy and Twilight of the Republic when we had Cad Bane? This is just Cad Bane, everybody. It's Cad Bane, but for heroic on cost of 6. Cad is 7 cost. So yeah, so Cad's a 7 cost leader. 7 cost legendary. Yeah, this is just 1 less and does the exact same thing, but in heroic. Hey, look everyone, we're back to capturing opponents' units again. Hooray! So I think it's still a good mechanic in my opinion. I know people hate it because it's just a nuisance to deal with, but I mean, the ability to disrupt your opponent by stealing their guys cannot be understated. So pretty neat card. It's just one less than what Cat Bane already does in the game. We got Jar Jar Binks. He's back, everybody. When play, give another friendly unit +2/+2 for the phase. So again, I mean, a +2/+2 on a 2 cost to swing for 2 has plot. I mean, this is actually a pretty not a too bad card to plot out, so you can easily bring out a guy and then plot him out and then swing with that guy to win the game or deal mass damage so that your opponent has to be forced to interact or do something else. So it's an interesting card. I will give it credit to that as well. So funny enough, you could technically plot this out for 2, and then if you could play another one for 2 and then kill the one that you plotted out, and then give, again, +2/+2 for the turn. So technically, you could give a guy +4/+4 for a turn with 2 Jar Jar Binks. So, nonetheless, pretty cool. We have the Thailander Shuttle on attack initiative, create a spy token. That's really about it, just more spies. I feel like there could be a potential of making a spy spam deck. I think, you know, there could be some potential of creating a spy spam deck. We have the Nabooian Starskiff. When you control an official unit, this unit gains restore 2. So I mean, a 4/4 that's 4/4 in the sky, that as long as you control an official unit, you just get to restore 2 is not bad. Especially, again, if people continue not to really respect space, well, then this can easily go off. Like I said, why I think JTL leaders were able to take wins throughout PQs and meta season and LOF, it's because people really are going back down to the ground and not really like space heavy like we saw in JTL, where we knew the meta was in space. Without a doubt. While yes, we did see like Quinlan and we did see like Sabine ECL take games, the fact is, doesn't matter. Space was still where it was at. So we'll kind of have to see if we see more decks really like go back to being space heavy or a mix of space and ground heavy again. But still, and not too bad of a card as long as you control an official unit. So this can be good for both villainy and heroic. We have the Naboo Security Force. When played, when defeated, you may disclose a command and then give this unit Sentinel for the phase. A 6 cost, that's 5/7 Sentinel. I would see it more like something you would draft than play, but there could be a good aspect of just being able to do when played, when defeated. If you do give a friendly unit Sentinel for this phase, including you can give this Sentinel, and then if this is killed, then reveal another command card, give something else Sentinel. So I think there could be things you could easily do with this. Just being able to make up Sentinels so your opponent has to punch through your Sentinels isn't half bad at all. So I'm not going to scoff at it. It's not the best card in the world, but still, I mean, revealing for a command just to give yourself Sentinel on a 6 cost guy isn't horrible. We have Unveiled Might plot card that just gives you a +2/+3 for 4 costs. That's all we're going to say about that one. We got Budget Scheming. We got good old Krennic. We got Grand Moff Tarkin. We got Grand Admiral Thrawn. All talking with Darth Sidious. They're talking about politics, money. Getting experience token up to 3 official units. Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to get a leader that really, really wants to do something with officials. Why give us all these cards that are like buffing officials all over the place if there's not going to be a leader that's not going to like play around with officials? That just doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. So we'll have to keep our eyes out. Again, we only know 2 leaders. We only know 2 of them. Charged with corruption, you may disclose 2 commands. If you do, a friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit. That's basically it. If it captures anything, no matter the health, no matter anything, just disclose us 2 command cards or a card that has double command on it, and then just take whatever you want and slip it under something else. Sounds good to me, man. Sounds good to me. With thunderous applause. So this is how the Republic dies. With thunderous applause. No, I think it's, so this is how democracy dies. With thunderous applause. So a 3 cost that gives a unit +2/+2 for the phase. If you reveal a command card, disclose a command card. If you do, give that unit +2/+2 for the phase. Pretty neat. I mean, you can just make give 2 units +2/+2s. It helps them survive battles. It can help you kill off things that are a little too high cost, or you could help to swing in and win those games. So it's pretty interesting to see what this will do. Nonetheless, giving power buffs and health buffs should never be ignored. There are times where this could be useful for you to win games, to kill off opponents' big bodies, to just be a nuisance to your opponent, something they wanted to kill off, but now they can't physically kill off because they wouldn't be able to kill off that turn before it swung or did anything. For the reds, we don't have much in the red. We had Cyril Karin. On attack, you may disclose an aggression, and a ability card. If you do, choose a unit, deal 2 damage to that unit unless its controller discards a card from their hand. I mean, you like hand rip or 2 damage. It's going to be a very interesting one because if your opponent only has like a health point, 2 health points left on something that's very important to them, they might want to keep it. Or maybe they don't want to keep it. So it's kind of going to matter what they want to do with a card like Cyril Karin. So we'll just kind of have to figure out what people really want to do with this. I still do not scoff about being able to rip cards from your opponent's hands or dealing 2 damage. There's nothing like that. Our first legendary, and we already knew this one was coming out. Again, Chopper got the treatment in the droids. Is Chopper a really good card in Red Heroic? That's probably going to be played in everybody with Red Heroic, as well as probably played in Hera as well. When this unit deals combat damage to the base, each player discards a card from their hand. So, do you like discarding cards from your hand? Do you like discarding cards from your opponent's hand? Do you like pillage? Do you like all these really good rip cards out of your opponent's hand? Do you, sir? Do you like them? Congratulations, we got a card for you. So right now, that's our only legendary that we actually know from this set. Again, we were already spoiled to Chopper when we were spoiled to the arts for the droid promos that we got in Gen Con. So we already knew this one was coming, so nonetheless, pretty neat. I still think this will be 100% a card that people are going to look at for Aggression Heroic, as well as for Hera. We have Cadell Connex. When played, you may defeat a non-unique upgrades on a unit, and it has plot. So she's really good at just being upgrade hate. Again, just more ways to kill off upgrades, except this one, again, does feel like they are trying to keep protection on the JTL leaders. It feels like because we have the droid, the scout droid, the probe droid, or whatever droid it was from LOF that does the exact same thing as she does. So it kind of feels like that we're losing the cards that say get rid of an upgrade and we're turning them into non-unique upgrades. I believe Kit Fisto's Ether Sprite just says gets rid of any number of upgrades, so we still have that to kill all upgrades. But it does feel like with those 2 cards, this one and then the droid, it feels like they are kind of wanting to protect the JTL leaders a little more because of the fact that the only JTL leader that protects itself from being upgrade hated is Luke Skywalker. Everyone else does not have protection from upgrade hate. So they can easily go, whoop, upgrade hate, there it goes right off my opponent's board, right off my opponent's ship. So yeah, so it would be kind of interesting to see how that works, because right now it's just Kit Fisto's Ether Sprite that feels like the only card, because we're going to lose Power Failure, Confiscate, Aggression, Fang Fighter. We're going to lose all of those cards when we rotate, and the only cards that are really going to deal with upgrades are Cadell Connex, the droid, and then Kit Fisto's Ether Sprite. So there could be a chance where decks like Kazuto become the hyper aggression deck of the post rotation meta, because there isn't as much upgrade hate or unique upgrade hate, I guess I should say, on cards right now. Not saying that they couldn't like reprint aggression to do the exact same thing. Not saying they couldn't reprint confiscate to do the exact same thing. It's just kind of interesting. We see now 2 cards that are upgrade hater cards, but they're more or less just for non-unique upgrades. Kind of really wanting to protect those JTL leaders. So, kind of interesting. Then we have the Furtive Handmaiden. On attack, discard a card from your hand. If you do draw a card, this is just the specialty rare for, of course, Padme's deck, just so you can trigger Padme's ability. We have Bail Organa. On attack, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, create a spy token. Again, just kind of really good for, of course, Padme, but there are some things about discarding cards just so that you can make spy tokens shouldn't be scoffed either. So not a bad card. I mean, a 2 for a 2/4 then on attack, discard 1, and then create spies. Bravo Squadron Fighter, another Naboo starship with Saboteur. That's all we're gonna say. We got Anakin Skywalker, Secret Husband. He has Hidden, which again, it's glad to see that we're still going to do some more cards with the Hidden keyword. And while you control Padme Amidala as a leader or a unit, he just gains raid 2, so you can swing for 5 on that. So that's pretty neat. Again, a 3 that comes out for 3/4 Hidden, nothing to really scoff at. That's a pretty good card. We got Hunter. I think this is our first Hunter unit. I don't think we got a Hunter unit at all through the game. I know we have a Hunter leader, so this is our first Hunter unit. He's got Saboteur, and on attack, if the defender is exhausted, it gets -4 for this attack. So he's just basically just beat down control. So that's what this Hunter is going to tell us, is that you play him, and then if your guy is exhausted, go swing into it, give him -4, and kill it off the board. So that's kind of what he's saying. So not a bad card at all. So able to dodge blockers as well and go after your opponent's stuff, or even go under the shield is pretty nice as well. So not a bad card. Again, just a nice card to go for the beatdown strategy. Sneaking Suspicion has a plot for a +1/+1. Yeah. I think I'd rather just pay without plotting this one out if I'm being a little honest. Bogged Down in Procedures, you can exhaust a unit, and if you disclose a cunning card, if you do, exhaust another unit. So basically the ability for 3 costs to exhaust 2 units is a pretty good thing, which then allows Hunter to go off, which then allows a lot of your other things to go off. You can do it in response to make sure your opponent can't kill you or anything like that. So pretty neat overall. Again, you could even do 1 on the ground, 1 in space, stuff like that. So there should be no reason to ever scoff about exhausting your opponent's units, because again, it just stalls out your game and helps you be alive a little longer. We have Political Bully. When played, you control another official unit, may deal 2 damage to a ground unit. Again, we've just been talking about it. I have a feeling 100% we're just going to get something that really plays around officials. I'm not sure. It feels like all the official power really is in villainy. But I don't know. Maybe I don't even know what leader you could even give like that. Would you give an ISB leader or something like that, like another Grand Moff Tarkin, or maybe someone from the ISB? I'm not sure. Okay, when has become now. When you play a card with plot from your resources, play it. So basically, this is just a great way to just bring out your plot cards. Like I said, this is kind of good for Krennic if you need to bring out your plot cards a little early. We'll have to see if Heroic gets a similar card, because right now it's not really great that only Villainy can just kind of manipulate out their plot cards without deploying their leader. It'd be nice if Heroic got a card like that, but nonetheless, pretty neat. Just a way to bring your plot cards out a little easier. I could definitely see something interesting. I could definitely see for the set 6 meta before we rotate. I could definitely see something like with Plot Smuggle being some kind of weird jank strategy that might win. I might have to think about that when we get all the cards. But anyways, let's talk about some more casting cards. We got BTEMO, the droid that's kind of like anxiety with the anxiety droid. You got Restore 1, and when you may disclose 2 heroics, if you do, give a unit Sentinel for this phase. Not bad. I mean, a Restore 1 that can give stuff Sentinel so you can survive isn't always a horrible idea. He doesn't attack for anything, but still, Restore 1 could never be scoffed at. Marv of Endor. When defeated, give an experience token to a friendly rebel unit. So again, just more ways to support the rebel faction. And then we have Moral Authority. Attached to a friendly unique unit. When played, attached unit captures an enemy non-leader unit with less remaining HP than it. So yeah, just capture stuff. It doesn't feel like a good capture because the guy go on unique, but I think you could even do this under the Luke Skywalker we got from LOF, that you can burn the Force to constantly give it a +1 and a shield token. So Luke could be considerably getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you swap Moral Authority under it. Then you just take something that has less health than it. And then you just grab it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. But honestly, I think if we're talking capture cards, the best one we saw really was Dismantle the Conspiracy and charged with corruption. Those just feel like the better capture cards. So we did get a couple of showcase cards so far. We did get major Hardrags, we did get Chopper, and we got Cad Bane. I like these cards. They're kind of like poster cards. These look like wanted pictures. It is going to be a little confusing because, again, most cards have like these colored out to what they are. So these are definitely going to be a little confusing that you're going to have to look out for those. And then this being like a poster card to tell you, join the ISB, join the Empire is pretty neat. So it looks like our prestiges this set are going to be more like poster cards, like wanted posters, posters for enlistment, like propaganda posters, and we're probably going to see for the rebels, like posters standing up for the cause. Stand for the cause, the rebel cause against the mighty empire. So we're going to see like propaganda posters, probably for the Imperial prestige cards. We'll see bounty cards for certain people, and I bet for rebels, we will see like poster cards that tell people to stand up for the cause, like leaflets or stuff. So we'll have to kind of see. We only know 3 prestige cards so far. And then we have the spy token. So what does the spy do? It just has raid 2. It's basically a raid 2 guy that we've seen that you can just spam out. So if you have 6 spies that are all raid 2, 2 health, 2 health that raid 2, if your opponent doesn't start dealing with them, you just make a mass amount of guys. I can punch in the face. But yeah, so that is it for so far what we got leaked for Secrets of Power. We still have many leaders. I probably expect a Cassian Andor leader. We could see maybe a Jabba the Hutt leader again, just because of Hutt space. The box art does kind of point maybe to a Jabba the Hutt leader, to a Cassian Andor leader. I could feel like some card that really works well with officials, so you can do like an official tribal leader, official tribal deck. So like a leader that really works with officials. I would like Mon Mothma to be a leader. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really know who else we would really want as a leader in Secrets of Power. Yeah, so I do want to talk about one more thing here. This isn't related to Secrets of Power. This is related to what we know for the next 3 sets. So, as we know, Secrets of Power's initial release date is going to be November 7th, 2025. That's when the set will drop officially to the TCG. We know that after the set drops, we have 6 sets in the format. When we reach March 6th, 2026, when a Lawless Time drops, we will lose Spark Rebellion, Shadows of the Galaxy, and Trial of the Republic. We will have at that time Jump to Lightspeed, Legends of the Force, Secrets of Power, and a Lawless Time. So we know the next 3 sets we will get in the post-rotation format. We don't know what these sets will have in any aspect of, like, what we'll know for the next 3 sets. While, yes, I really hope to see a Vision set because Visions is getting a Season 3 now. I would love to see a Vision set. Let's talk about what we might see in these. So at Lawless Time, this feels like Bounty Hunters again. This is probably going to go back to Shadows of the Galaxy. We're going to see more Underworld cards. We're going to see the Smuggle mechanic return. We're going to see all this stuff kind of return back to us. So get ready probably for more Bounty Hunters, more Underground stuff, more Smuggle cards is my hope. But that's what we kind of see. I don't know what we'll get like leaders. Maybe we'll get another Cad Bane. Maybe we'll get a Jabba the Hutt, a Boss. Maybe we'll get some more unique leaders. Again, I'm not sure. Maybe we get another Mandalorian leader. Maybe we get another Imperial leader. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe we get some High Republic or New Republic leaders as well. So we'll kind of have to see. Ashes of the Empire feel more like where we would see like probably these New Republic leaders, like a new Harrison Dula, maybe a new Ezra Bridger leader, maybe a Ahsoka Tano leader, maybe another Sabine leader. So Ashes of the Empire feel like a post-Imperial area. So it's post-Episode 6. So we would probably see stuff from like the Mandalorian show. We'd see stuff like from the Ahsoka show. We could see stuff like in the Legends continuity. So we're kind of just like talking the post-Empire. So it's pretty much dead. The Empire is struggling, and all that. We can see stuff like from kind of like some aspects, like the Starhawk come back, stuff like that. Stuff that was in like the Star Wars the video game where you flew like the X-Wing, the B-Wing, and all that. We can see some like stuff come from there. So if this era feels like maybe it's the ashes of the Empire, so the post galactic civil war, and maybe we would see some like First Order units also as well, because again, the First Order stuff isn't here. And then we have homeworlds. And I'm not sure what this even could stand for. Maybe it's the Mandalorian movie comes out about that time. I'm not sure. I can't really tell. Maybe we're going to get like location cards, like homeworlds, talking about the worlds and Star Wars, like Coruscant and Felucia. Maybe we get new mechanics like worlds. Instead of like bases, now we can have whole planets on our side. The planets that do things. Like Cornelia maybe allows you to build better ships or reduce the cost of capital ships. Like we could get like these unique cards that do like planets that do things in these worlds. Other than that, I'm not exactly sure what we'll ever get. Like I say, a lawless time, bounty hunters, criminals, the underground, all that makes sense. Smuggle cards, basically Shadow of the Galaxy 2.0. Ashes of the Empire, I think that's going to be the New Republic, Mandalorian, maybe some First Order, stuff like that. And then Homeworld, I'm not sure what we will get in it, because I have no idea what that could even mean. At least the other two have an idea of what we will see, but for Homeworld, I have no idea. But nonetheless, that's all we're talking about. So let me know, guys, down in the comments your thoughts so far on these Secrets of Powers reveals. What are you most hyped about for Secrets of Power so far? What are your thoughts on the plot cards? Are you going to plot your opponent's destruction, or are you just going to ignore them all together? What are your thoughts overall on the possibility of future leaders coming to the set? Like I said, we only know 2 so far. So who do you want to be a Secrets of Power leader? Mon Mothma, Cassian Andor, Jabba the Hutt? Who do you think deserves a leader spot? And let me know, do you think this set will introduce 2 more mono-colored leaders? In the first set, in the last set, we did get, of course, Revan and Anakin Skywalker as mono villainy and mono heroic. So do you guys think there's going to be another set of mono-colored leaders? Maybe we have a mono-colored like command leader, cunning leader, aggression leader, something like that. Or maybe this will be the set where we release like double-colored bases, like double green or double yellow, and maybe pump up their health to like maybe 40, or maybe we bring them down to 25 or 28. Yeah, let me know that down in the comments, and let me know all your other thoughts on the upcoming sets of like A Lawless Time, Ashes of the Empire, and Homeworld. Let me know what you think those sets will entail, because once we get Secrets of Power, we are all well aware what is coming next: rotation. So, with that, while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you, and we'll see you next time on Dragons TCG.